Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks. This is the podcast where we take your first world problems and we solve them. I am Dan.
I'm Dom.
Ross appears to have nodded off at his seat. I'll give him a little kick, and hopefully at some point in the next few minutes, he will just wake up.
He's just dribbling down his face.
It's disgusting. I wish. The thing is, when you sort of nod off for a nap in the car,
yeah,
something like that. Most people don't tend to get naked as they do when they get into bed, but Ross seems to have done.
He's right down to his kecks.
Right down there. He's got an exceptionally hairy chest, and there is just dribble all in it.
But very silent.
Very silent.
No snores.
Very silent.
Barely any breathing.
I'm not entirely sure that he's alive.
I wonder what that belt is doing around his face. And is that a lemon I see rolling across the floor?
Could be.
Okay. Maybe Ross was up to something else before we came in.
Well, let's get into it, and hopefully, maybe with our giggles, we will wake him up. Yeah, that's sure to do it. It's just one of us must laugh on a frequency that only Rosses can hear.
Yes, well,
I'm gonna kick off with a little bit of good news this week.
Good news.
We've got some good news.
Good news.
We got some good news from Jamie Linney.
Jamie Linney, Bald Marshal of the Mudder himself.
Bald Marshal of the Mudder himself.
Bald Marshal of the Mudder.
He says, "Hello, boys. After all the training, I've finally done the London Triathlon. Went great apart from the torrential rain and bloody hailstones on the bike ride."
Get out. I can't imagine getting on my bike, and I've been ridden my bike through like rain, wind, never hail. I can imagine it's not nice. I imagine because obviously he'd be wearing a helmet, being safe, of course.
Yeah.
All the plonk, 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 plonk on the helmet would have driven me crazy. How did you do it, Jamie? How did you do it?
Like that water. Actually, there was an episode of Batman. I think he's getting tortured by. Gonna hedge my bets here and say King Tut.
Right.
And he's got grains, falling down onto his cow as a form of torture.
Or Chinese water torture, isn't it? They're going to do drip,
except for I don't know why it would be King Tut then, because he was like an Egyptian sort of. But yeah.
What the hell?
Yes, we've just got someone playing a little bit of Rihanna just outside the building currently. So that is certainly interesting. I've got a phone call going off, which isn't related to the Rihanna ringtone.
All right.
So he also says the Thames doesn't taste very nice either.
I imagine
which
it doesn't.
Which is pretty. I wouldn't like to find that out.
Thames runoff.
He says, "I am not the fastest person, so I was hoping for the 1,500 meter swim, 40 kilometer ride, and 10 kilometer run with 2 transitions in 4 to 4.5 hours. Came in at 3 hours and 41 goddamn minutes. So that's a 1.5 kilometer swim, 40 kilometer bike ride, and 10 kilometer run in 3 hours and 41 minutes.
I think that deserves a round of clicks. Yes, well done."
He says, "Pretty okay for an old codger." I'll tell you what, Jamie, that's pretty okay for a young codger.
Maybe that's what we are, young codgers.
Yeah, considering I've been doing a little bit of bike riding recently, and
I've been doing a bit of swimming recently, actually.
Oh, it has been like, I obviously haven't ridden a bike for about probably 10 years, like on more than like an odd occasion where like someone's happened to have a bike. Like my friend Mike once brought around his bike, so I've like cycled around the road on it and that sort of thing. But actually going up hills and whatnot. I know I've said on a podcast before a couple of weeks ago, I gave it a go cycling to work.
Yeah,
it's got quite a big hill involved, and I thought I was going to vomit. So I've been sort of trying to get back into practice. So every now and again, there's a hill near my house, which is a little bit sort of shorter, which goes up to the university. Yeah. So I've just been doing sort of like a little track there, go up to the university, and then come back down the hill to go home, and whereby there's a little hill as well to get back to mine. And my legs, like when you have a really hard day at work and you get into bed and you sort of lay down and you feel that there's a stretch in there. Yeah. And you sort of have to cock yourself over and have a good stretch out of your legs. And then when you lay back down straight, you feel blissful. haven't stopped having that for the last 2 weeks. Literally, like I could sit down now and my legs feel ready to go for a good stretch.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Crazy, man.
And I'm certainly not doing any, like I got that Strava app.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which sort of like, tracks your run or your cycling. And, like going down from the university the other day, like I thought, well, I'm not as sort of knackered as I was when I was sort of going home from work after I'd ridden up the hill. So I thought, you know what, I'm tracking this, so I'm really going to put my feet down. And I went powering down there to the point that like it was literally like every bump in the road, I thought, shit, like I could come off my fucking bike right now.
Yeah.
And I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not wearing any pads or anything like that. And I was keeping up with cars that are doing 30, 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour down there. And I was just thinking, shit, like if I come off my bike now, like this is going to bloody hurt. And
you're
like,
fucked.
Yeah, and all.
Destination fucked.
I say, roads aren't in particularly good shape. So, there were bumps and everything. And I was thinking, you can't go any faster than this. So I was thinking like when I get home and I look, because there's little bits like that people tag as being, a particular part of a circuit. The term blast keeps coming up and it keeps really annoying me. Maybe it's because I don't understand why they all call it a blast. They're like downhill university blast.
Does that mean it's like, go fast?
Yeah.
Like really go for it, mate.
Yeah. I don't know why they all call it that. I don't know.
No, it's just a term, isn't it?
Yeah. But, it's not one that I was familiar with.
What would you use otherwise?
Hill.
No, blast. Instead of blast, the same meaning as blast.
Oh, downhill. Fast section.
But
yeah, but I got home thinking, I was powering down there. Like, I was keeping up with goddamn cars, because it gives you a record of, how fast you come.
Heat. Oh. You sure it's the Strava you're using?
It gives you like a leaderboard, all time, who's gone fastest down that particular stretch this year, out of your age range, your weight category, today even.
Very good.
I looked at it, motherfucker, I'm like 3/4 of the way down. There's people doing it in half the time. They must be going double the speed, therefore. There's no way. And I've got a hybrid bike, so that hasn't even got like tiny little thin, hard road bike wheels on it. They must be getting their fucking ghoulies smashed to bits. Because I was going fast down there. I mean, it was hurting my bum bones.
You gotta get a little padded.
Well, I've got little padded shorts.
Oh right.
Yeah. Because Maddie's dad, Graham, my girlfriend's dad, gave me a pair that they don't fit him. He's really kitted me out with this, bike. Like, because he's got loads of stuff, because he's quite an avid cyclist.
He's a keen cyclist.
Yeah, like, he's got really fancy sort of road bike and all this kind of thing. Yeah, like he's got.
Is he a mammal?
A what?
Middle-aged man in lycra.
I suppose he would be. Yes.
Mammal.
I didn't realise that was a term.
There was something. It's actually my girlfriend's dad came up with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if he got it from somewhere.
Oh,
but he's used it in sort of past, because he's keen. He likes to ride around on his bike and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't want to become one of those mammals.
Well, like clearly the gear is actually working, because it's all the people whose Strava pictures are in the gear that have absolutely pinned me to this thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, Graham he's really like set me up with this bike, because I bought the bike and he was like, I've got like some stuff which doesn't really fit me. Like I've got like a waterproof jacket. One of those sort of like, because like the key is wicking, isn't it? Like it's getting the sweat kind of away from you in as best way as possible, which doesn't really happen when I put my shorts and a t-shirt on.
No.
So I've got like the padded little
sweat wicking.
Yeah, and like a jacket to put on. What else is he like? He gave me an old set of like lights that he had, so I haven't had to buy those. Like loads of like cool stuff. Oh, they've got a little like zip up bag that goes just underneath the saddle, so I can like when we go for a bike ride, I put like some money and house keys in it, so that I haven't got to carry shit around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like it's been tip top, but clearly I haven't got enough gear, because like honestly, like I made it down this hill and it's got to be in a car. It's got to be, the stretch has got to be like a, I don't know, mile somewhere in that in that vicinity, and I bombed it down that hill like as fast as I felt that I could physically go without risking coming off a bike and smashing into a car and having my head caved in like an egg. And it, literally people were beating me by I think I did it in about 1 minute and something. People were doing it in like 40 odd seconds.
Jesus.
Like it was. I can't believe they've got up that amount of speed. I don't know how they get up that amount of speed without breaking the time stream. But now I'm looking at this because Jamie sent us in some pictures. I'm just looking at that bloody swanky bike he's got there.
There's a swanky bike.
That is a swanky bike. He's also sent us he's got his medal.
Yeah.
Nice there. Nice. And a little photo shoot.
Oh, lovely.
It's good. Congratulations,
looking good.
Jamie.
Congratulations. Mate. Another click for you there.
And also, don't forget, like Jamie's an avid fundraiser.
Yes, a very avid fundraiser.
Does a lot of like charity work and stuff like that. So you can go on Just Giving and search Jamie Linney, Jamie IE and Linney LINNEY, and you can donate some money to us.
Give him some fucking money.
You got a couple of quid spare? Yeah, all for a good cause.
Well worth it.
Yeah, I think the latest one was he's doing a kids charity, wasn't it?
Kids charity, yeah. They're all good charities.
They're always good charities, yeah.
Well, all charities, good charity, but
yeah, some are more
worthy than others.
Some more worthy than others in my eyes, but we're not going to go into that because otherwise people end up hearing how much I hate the home. No, just joking.
I've been thinking about doing a charity thing.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what to do because I'm not very physically apt.
Well,
I'm not an athletic guy.
I've got something for you then.
What?
Because I've been wanting to do a little bit of charity work, and I've got just the thing for you.
I don't want to do a fun rundown.
That we can pair up and do.
What?
Well, you know, at my work, we've got all those like mascot costumes, and some of them are actually pretty good, like Sully from Monsters Inc. and whatnot.
Are we going to be doing the marathon in the mascot?
Go to a fucking kids hospital. Just go around and meet some kids for the day.
That'd be good.
Obviously, we'd have to probably set it up because I can't imagine you could just go wandering.
Hello, kids.
Hello, security. Yes, we've got Sully from Monsters Inc. and a Teenage Mutant Ninja fucking Turtle just walked in the children's ward. Yeah, so I was thinking about how cool would that be?
That would be good.
To like go as like, you know, a couple of Disney characters into like a kids ward and meet some fucking kids at a hospital.
That'd be nice.
I think that'd be really fulfilling.
That would be fulfilling.
Let's do it.
Just heard a big screech of tires. Sounds like someone's in the getaway car.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Just pinched all of our mascot costumes.
God damn it. But anyway, if anybody has any ideas of something maybe we can do other than the mascot costume idea for charity, maybe with the podcast or maybe individually, let us know.
I'd love to do something.
This
podcast is making me a better person. We have people who write in that do so much for charity and whatnot, and what do? We sit in a bloody room chatting about,
bullshit.
Crap.
Absolute bullshit. Right, so...
You've got a Don Plaint there.
I've got a Don Plaint. This is from Steve Wynn. Long time.
I will point out that Steve Wynn, after the success of Freedom of Religion the other day, has sent us in something else, but it was just too big to go on this podcast this week. We'll have to prep it for another week.
Oh, really?
I didn't realise how big a task it was going to be to actually do the cliff notes on it. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this was all in caps at the beginning, so I'm going to read it as written. Dom fucking complaint. Hunter's chicken is cheese, barbecue sauce, and bacon. Not, I repeat, not mushroom sauce. Sacrilege. When you hunt, you want meat, so chicken and the bacon. The cheese adds to the flavour and the barbecue sauce is the sauce and adds a kick for hunters on cold nights. A mushroom sauce could be gatherer's chicken. You don't hunt mushrooms, you gather them. You don't hunt chickens either, or pigs.
Well, I suppose we've got a wild animal.
A wild animal's entered the room. Hello, go.
The wolf has just turned up.
Shall we stop for a minute?
And I'm Ross.
Ross has woken up, everybody.
Hello.
Do you have a nice sleepy?
Yeah, thank you.
Put your clothes back on. Take that belt from round your neck.
Yeah.
Oh, so was that kind of sleep, was it?
all of our laughing and jauntiness didn't wake him up, but the wild beast.
The wild beast
was just entered the room. It's just roused him from his slumber.
He's just outside tidying up.
Yes.
How are you this week?
Yeah, good. Yourselves?
Yeah, good.
Apologies for my sleepiness.
That's all right.
Not a problem. We all have those moments.
We do. I had a 3-hour nap earlier.
So what are we doing?
We're just reading through correspondence.
We're just covering that, as I stated on a previous podcast, Hunter's Chicken has got nothing to do with mushrooms, and it's got everything to do with barbecue sauce, bacon, chicken, and cheese.
Well, I knew that.
Yes. Dom,
you just weren't having it.
Well, Steve Wynn's written in quite a passionate way about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, okay, that's fine. Whatever you guys want to think, but
is that a thing? Is it gatherer's chicken?
No, I'm sure it's not.
Oh, I thought that maybe that was the thing, but because Steve had a Dom plaint,
right,
and it was around Dom's assertion that Hunter's Chicken involved mushrooms,
right.
But then he suggested that was more like gatherer's chicken because you gather mushrooms. But maybe that is a thing. If it's not, we should totally coin that term.
Gatherer's chicken.
We could get
the problem is no one will fucking want it because it's made of mushrooms.
We could get gatherers.
I love mushrooms. What are you talking about?
No,
yeah, what's wrong with you?
No, I don't do mushrooms.
What's wrong with you?
If you don't do mushrooms, the best way to get around that is get big.
Do not eat mushrooms.
Get a big flat cap mushroom. Whack some like Tabasco or something like that inside it. Then get some cheese, like some mozzarella or something. Put it inside the mushroom, whack that on a barbecue. Delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As long as it don't taste like mushroom, I'll eat it.
Well, what would you prefer mushroom taste like?
Sandwiches.
A mushroom that tastes like a sandwich. What kind of sandwich?
Cheese and pickle.
Cheese and pickle.
Cheese and pickle sandwich.
You want a mushroom, a mushroom flavoured like a cheese and pickle sandwich?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
No problem.
If you could send that to R&D, that'd be great.
Yeah. I've got another piece of correspondence here for you.
Go on.
This is from Kieran O'Brien. Kieran O'Brien.
Whistly nostrils himself.
Yes, tiny nostrils himself. Is he actually an Irish guy? Or is he just Irish?
His family are Irish.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he doesn't have an Irish accent, no.
Oh, it's all right then to go, Kieran O'Brien!
Oh!
For Ross's TV show in the countryside, this is some titles he's given us.
This is one of our best ideas from the last couple of months. Is that just a recap for anyone? Who didn't hear the podcast? Is that
I was getting lumbered with kids, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Given that you had just been made godfather to your sister's
3 children.
Yeah. We had created a TV show based around the unfortunate loss of your sister, but you acquiring 3 children and deciding to move out into the country to raise them
in a wholesome way.
I think some of the best. We only came out with sort of like names like Country Ross, and, like
Rustic Rossi or something like
that. But Kieran's got some good ones. Right?
Yeah, Ross's Rascals.
Yeah, that's good.
Ross's Rambunctious Rapscallions.
He's like you. He likes his triple.
Yes,
letters,
the alliteration.
Ross's Refugee Ragamuffins.
Refugee.
I don't know. All the alliteration, he says. Well done, Kieran. That's definitely partly. In what? Fucking hell.
Have you lost your mind?
I'm having a stroke. Sorry. Yeah, that's all.
There was only enough mind space for 2 of us, and now Ross has entered the room.
I'm all about that.
I'm using some of that CPU power.
Yeah.
in the simulation.
I know. My little wire at the back of my neck's going.
No, they have.
I'm buffering.
In Rick and Morty, where they have to drop down the CPU for the dad because he's in there, and everyone's going, yes.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's good. It's a good episode like that.
So people keep telling me.
My man.
One last piece of correspondence before we kick off with the problem. We waited for the. We've had loads of correspondence this week. There's more which we couldn't fit in. But I just thought we'd do it until you got here. Lardy Basto, the return of the Basto.
Return of the Mac. Here it is.
Will the real Lardy Basto please stand up?
Please stand up.
Referring to this is not really a correction or a complaint or anything. It's more of a how the fuck. Referring to the last episode that we did, which was with the Germans.
Oh, the Germans, yes.
Yannick and Mob. Which was a fine episode.
Fine episode.
Really enjoyed myself.
2 very nice young men.
We should get more people from around the world on. Yeah, I think.
That's great. If you are...
It's a bit too easy to pick on Germans, though, isn't it?
If you are a listener from another country and you are coming to the UK and the southeast of the UK, let us know, because we'd love to have you on the podcast.
It's so great.
No Germans, because we've had the Germans already. That's ticked off on our little world map we've got in here.
It's got one stamp on it.
Well, stamp. I hasten to point out, Ross, that we've also picked on Kieran O'Brien and his Irishness today as well.
Yeah. It depends whether he's northern or southern, doesn't it? It depends whether he's in the same country or not.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. So Lardy says, What the I've got up to 40 minutes 39, which I believe is probably around about the time where we decided to name the episode. Oh, no, sorry. It's around about the time where we were going to finally pick a solution.
Ah, yes.
And he said that he had to pull over on the M2 motorway, crying with laughter. And how the fuck did we not say the words final solution?
It hadn't even crossed my mind.
It didn't cross my mind either.
It didn't. No, but the thing is, even on the build up to it then, I nearly, I had to use the words final and solution.
Yeah.
So I can't believe we didn't accidentally say it.
No.
He said he would have called the podcast that as well, but I'm a cunt.
Yes,
Love
you are.
If anyone can hear that deep breathing, it's not me. It's a wild beast.
Getting all the fuss.
Bless her. Look at her with her curly tail. Good curly tail.
Like a little pig's tail.
I know. It is like a little pig's tail.
Get out of my crotch.
Should we deal with...
Dan! Yes, we deal with the problem. Have you got the problem?
I've got the problem.
Do you want me to read it out? I'll read it out.
I just noted it down. It's not properly written out.
So this is from Emily,
yes.
Long-time friend of the show and conveyor of your erstwhile hosts, and many more things. Ex-boss of mine. She used to be my boss when I worked in the clubs.
Yeah.
Ex-landlord of ours.
Yeah, ex-landlord of us. Yeah, we used to have a practice space in her.
That's true. Yes,
her
very
industrial
true.
unit, and was that she your boss around about the time of the sick mop?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, my favourite story.
Right,
I'm sure I've heard it, but tell me again afterwards.
I say this every time, and I just want to recount it every time I think about it.
You've recounted it on the podcast at least 3 times.
Do you know what? I'm going to do it again.
Go on, Dan. I can't remember it.
It's so embarrassing.
Picture the scene.
I'm picturing it.
A nightclub.
Fucking hell.
Was it a nightclub that I know?
It was the nightclub that you know.
Okay.
It's a nightclub where
Emily was your boss.
Emily was my boss.
So Dom was working at this particular nightclub at the time. He was working on the bar.
Had it changed names at this point?
Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah. I only worked with it after it changed names.
So basically, in this nightclub, just to set the scene for everyone, as you go into the club, there's some sort of quite wide steps which go downstairs, and above the steps is the DJ booth. So the DJ booth sort of overlooks the steps. If you wanted to commit suicide as a DJ, you could jump off there. It wouldn't be very effective.
I thought about it a few times.
Yeah. So
Ross used to DJ at this club.
I used to fantasize. Let's just say that.
On this one particular night, Dom was working on the bar, and right at the top of the stairs, someone vomited.
Right.
And I saw the vomit happen.
Yeah.
And
is it a quiet night, busy night?
It was a relatively
medium.
It was a relatively busy.
It was a medium night from what I recall.
It was a medium night. There was enough people in there that the vomit needed to be dealt with immediately. Yep. Not enough people in there that they couldn't afford to take Dom off the bar for 10 minutes.
Right.
So they asked Dom if he would go over with the mop and bucket.
Can I just qualify this quickly?
Go on.
I was always asked first, and I was always given first refusal because I was the one that was always more willing to do it than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I was quite happy, knee deep in shit. And
you're
stuff
you're a good member of staff. You don't mind getting your hands dirty.
I don't mind getting my hands dirty.
Better than serving people.
Well, the thing is, a lot of it was a lot of girls as well, and I don't like the idea of on the bar. I don't like the idea of making like sort of girls go and clean up shit.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like that. So anyway, Dom comes out with the. I'm sure you can picture. I'm sure everyone's been in a club or a supermarket or something where they've got out the wheelie mop and bucket.
Yep.
And dutifully cleaned up.
Yellow wet floor sign slung over my shoulder.
Yeah. It was.
Was it WKD blue sick as well?
No, do you know what? It was kind of like a putrid orange colour.
Yeah, it was an odd one.
And someone just had a chicken korma or something.
But
I've seen a lot of sick in my time, and that was one of the oddest I've seen.
Essentially, what had happened, unfortunately, is that they'd been sick at the top of the stairs and immediately wandered off. But with the ferocity of their vomit, it had sort of splashed down 2 or 3 steps.
Right.
So Dom cleaned the sick up at the top of the stairs, and it was quite an orange pile. And then gently rested the bucket on the first step and cleaned up the first step. And then gently rested it on the second step. and cleaned up the vomit.
I think I can see what's coming.
Upon going to clean up the third step, he managed to clean it up. Huh. But then what happened is he got it up the top of the stairs and clearly didn't put it on the top stair very well, because he knocked it over, not only all over the floor, which he just cleaned, but it went right the way down the stairs. So now it was less viscous, because like it'd been mixed with the water cleaning solution, and the entire stairs were covered in vomit. But the best thing is that one of our friends, who's also been on the show, Rob, was DJing that particular night, and I was in the DJ booth with him. And
did you see it happen?
Yeah, we watched it happen. But so as Dom was coming over, Rob was announcing to the entire crowd, here's our friend Dom coming to clean up the floor, like doing his little, doing this whole shtick, he's cleaning up the floor so you guys don't get hurt. Let's all give it a hand for Dom. And Dom's embarrassed, looking over, going, oh, fuck off, sort of thing. Then proceeds to knock all the sick all over the stairs and everywhere. Oh my God. The thing is, it's not even that funny now, I'm telling you, but in my mind, just seeing it happen, it was so perfect. His face. Oh my God.
It was not perfect.
The mop stayed in Dom's hands as the bucket fell down.
And my shoulders sort of went.
That was the thing. Just Dom just went, you heard it over the entire crowd. Oh, it was glorious.
That was not pleasant.
No.
But I actually cleaned it up quite quickly after that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I'm a fast mopper.
Because the mop was at the bottom of the stairs now.
Yeah. It was fast mopper. Yeah, that was an awful night.
What about the poor people that were coming up the stairs at the time?
I fucking shouted at them to fucking watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
It was like that scene in The Shining where the elevator opens and the blood all just comes spilling out.
A little bit like that. But the worst part of it is that I had to block off the stairs for a little while.
Yeah.
Because obviously drunk people and wet floors don't mix.
Yeah, and stairs.
I had to block off the stairs for a little while. And obviously those are the only toilets in that floor. There's a 3-floored club.
Yeah.
And they were the only toilets in that part of the club.
Yeah.
So people wanted to go to the toilet. Also, the cloakroom was at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
So I had quite the crowd waiting for me.
Yeah.
That's why I got cleared up quite quickly.
Yeah. The pressure of it all.
Yeah, Rob always used to do that to me.
Yeah.
When I was on the bar and stuff, and he was like...
He's a dick.
He was just like, oh, go over and see Dom, the long-haired bearded one on the bar for you, all your drinks needs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I just got all these kids coming round and just been like, oh, he told me to come over to you. Is there a special deal on or something? I was like, no, he just knows me and he's trying to fucking get me as many customers as possible. And they're all like, well, can you serve me then? I'm like, oh my God. It was fucking insane.
Rob had one of those old, Frank Sinatra style, square microphones.
Sure.
That he had on because it's on the little.
It was like, hello and welcome to the BBC.
Stand. Yeah.
This is television.
Glorious. So, what did your ex-boss want? Which problem does she want
solved? Not to kick buckets downstairs.
So, yeah. Can you stop people kicking bucket? No. Glitter. It goes everywhere, and you could never get rid of it.
It does. I've seen that there's been an increase on the amount of glitter that seems to be on greetings cards recently.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. It must be coming in cheap from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a surplus of glitter.
Glitter, buy.
It's cheap. Wait till it goes all away and then...
Well, that's going to be our first solution then, is that we need to buy as much glitter as we can as a podcast and drive glitter prices in the world up.
This is the one thing. Is glitter, right?
It's not real
fairy dust. No, I know that.
It's not real gold and silver.
No. What is it made out of?
No,
is it little bits of tinfoil?
It's not tinfoil. It's kind of plastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like plastic or something?
Chromy plastic.
Like chromed plastic or something
and then just
like that?
diced into really shredded tiny little pieces.
I believe so, yeah.
I want to see the episode of how it's made on glitter.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Maybe that would change our opinion on it.
I do love it.
Do they shred it into small pieces and then do the colouring to it? Or do you think they colour it and then shred it into small pieces?
They're going to colour it first, aren't they?
Yeah, but when you shred it, you'll have the interior bit. Which
what they'll have different sheets.
That's quite often the case anyway.
They'll have different sheets of foil, won't they? Of different colours of glitter. Yeah. Like the pink, the green, the chrome. And then they'll just they'll chop it all up on different belts and then it'll all get mixed in together.
If you look at some glitter, Ross, it's quite often only coloured on the top and the bottom.
Yeah,
like you can see that it's
I've never really got the telescope.
I might have some glitter in the office. Give me 1 second, then I'll have a little
glitter inspection.
Yeah, Dan's got glitter everywhere, isn't he?
Where is she?
The dog. Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about how quiet she is. A bit concerned she might be doing a poop somewhere. That'll be fun.
Dom.
I'm gonna go find it quickly.
Just to confirm, I haven't got any glitter. But,
no glitter.
But I'm pretty sure I know what it looks like. I've used it all the time. I used to make cards when I was a kid.
Yes.
Like all of my family's cards used to be handmade by me. I get some cards, some coloured cards, and like draw a little thing on the front. And then I used to they all used to have glitter. But we were a really like frugal family. So what we used to do is, because like you have to put the glitter on, then tip it off when you glue it. Like we had like a bit of paper that you sort of tip it back onto, and it had a little crease in it. So then we'd get the tube of glitter and sort of scoop the paper back in. So you'd have all the different colours of glitter. Like
Great Depression rationing of glitter.
You'd have all the different colours of glitter, your reds, your golds, your blues, your greens. And then I had one mixed pot for, general, if it didn't need to be
Even when you were a child, your arts and crafts is like so organised. Didn't you want to just make a mess?
Well, I did make a mess.
I had a section for my red glitters, my gold glitters, my green glitters, and then I had one pot of mixed, which was always empty at the end of the session because I couldn't just sit there and watch it all.
Well, it was always empty at the end of the session. And
you're moaning about cards covered in glitter, and that's what you used to do.
Well, I used to make them when I was a kid. But my whole thing was I was saying about, when you have to tip it off, and I used to save the glitter. But then there was the sort of the invention of glitter glue.
Yes.
Which
revolutionary
became a little bit more.
It's less messy, isn't it?
Used.
Well, it's a revolution in glitter technology.
Yeah. But the glitter used to get everywhere, and we occasionally have glitter used at work, and there's just always glitter everywhere. Like you buy a greeting card for someone, and I find glitter in my car.
It's true.
It just gets everywhere.
Pick the girls up from a night out. Say you've not been drinking and the girls have had a night out. There's inevitably one of them that's covered in the stuff.
Well, do you ever have that thing where like you're sitting around at home, you haven't done anything, maybe you've been at work or something, and then your significant other or parent or whoever you're with points out that you've got a single piece of glitter stuck to your head or something like that. Just occasionally, and you think, where the fuck did that come from?
Glitter's not biodegradable, is it?
No, it's not.
It's a problem. So it lasts forever.
It's like those microbeads.
I was going to say, I was going to say microbeads. Are we going for a blanket banning of glitter, just like microbeads?
Well, that's what they're doing now, isn't it?
Well, that's bad.
They're banning microbeads.
They are banning microbeads, yeah.
Which I think is very good because it's very bad for the environment. Well, I think we should...
Great for my complexion, though.
We should find alternatives to glitter that have the same effect but aren't glitter.
You know those little lasers? What I refer to as a clusterfuck, but it's like a cluster laser of some kind that sparkles. They used to know the club we were talking about. They used to have them.
Oh yes,
that thing where it kind of the sparkles used to move around the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a glitter ball.
Yeah, but you have that, in front of your face
at all times.
Like those hats with the fans built in.
Yeah,
like that with like a little laser.
It's going to be quite an expensive greeting card, though, at that point, isn't it? I mean, like, when you think the ones that sort of say something, you're pushing £5 on those.
Oh, that's true. We're going to replace them on greetings cards. I was just thinking about, my solution was about replacing them on skin.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Right.
So, like, before you go on a night out, there's a thing you could inject yourself with.
This is getting serious.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good night out.
Yeah. And it, like, sort of activates bioluminescence in your skin.
Now that's a good idea.
Like a deep sea fish.
Like a deep sea fish.
That is a good idea. So you're
like some sort of squid.
Injecting a little bit of jellyfish into everyone.
Yeah, so it's like it's like some sort of serum brought down from like jellyfish or like squid or something like that from deep sea times, and it puts little sparkles in your face.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It'd be more effective than glitter.
I've got some glow sticks here.
Yeah. Inject some glow stick into you.
I've got some syringes here.
Dom's the human glow stick.
Let's try it out on you.
Don't they say not to drink and ingest any of the glow stick stuff?
When I was a
not
kid,
drinking or ingesting.
Oh, well, it's imbibing in some way.
I still don't like glow sticks. I can't go near them.
Why?
Because when I was a kid,
people always bite the ends off and then do this with them, fling them around their heads.
I punched someone in a club in Canterbury once, the one that you used to work at.
Yep, the same one.
Which one?
Not the one we were just referring to with the vomit incident.
Right,
the smaller one.
And no, the other one, Studio 41.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gone, isn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's true. I punched someone in there once because they were doing that, because I've got a real fear of it. Because
you get in your eyes.
When I was a kid, I went to a fireworks night with my parents, and they bought me a glow stick. I remember the bastard was green. I had this glow stick, and I brought it home, right? And I hung it on the front of my chest of drawers in my room, in my childhood room. And in the morning, I woke up excited to note whether the glow stick was still glowing.
Yeah.
So I took it underneath the covers with me to see if it was still glowing, and it lost a little bit of its glow.
Yeah.
So I decided to see if I could crack it again.
Oh,
the fucking thing split open and went all in my eyes. I can't take it. Burns so bad.
It's radioactive, isn't it? Slightly.
It burned so bad. I lost my shit because I couldn't see, so I was fumbling around the house screaming because I thought
was it like the opening scene in Daredevil, the TV series.
Yeah. Except for it wasn't that cool.
You didn't go blind. You didn't go to their powers.
No. I panicked because again, it's probably because I used to watch Batman and stuff when I was a kid.
Right.
Like how I'm scared of people touching my sternum because of the touch of death that was in Batman.
Right. Yeah.
I was also terrified of Pepper. Because in the Three Ninjas, Grandpa in the Three Ninjas, he gets stung with a pepper bomb.
That's right.
And I asked my dad, if would that work? And he's like, well, if you throw pepper in someone's eye, yeah, it's going to hurt. So I was terrified of pepper. Whenever anyone was grinding pepper, I'd be like,
safety specs on.
Yeah, and also like lots of like in Batman and stuff like that, there was all sorts of acids being thrown around. Like think about the Joker, and so because I knew it must have been sort of some sort of acid, and I thought I was going to have my like face burnt out.
That's a douchebag trend at the moment, isn't it? People throwing acid.
Yeah.
I'm not even touching on that.
No,
it's absolutely horrific.
Probably best.
Yeah. Absolutely horrific.
Fucking scum.
Don't even get me started.
We should have our second cunt of the show.
That'll be
those
the third
people.
now because you just asked if we should have it.
They're not just cunts. They're just vile.
Yeah.
They're just lower than fucking human. A lot of them.
Yeah, but yeah,
whoever they are, whoever's doing it, they're all fucking absolute fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah. So because I panicked thinking this must be acid, so I went tearing into my dad, and he got one of those eye bath things, and actually he called up the doctor's surgery and said, this has happened, and the doctor's advice was like wash it out with water, and then stick his head under the covers and get him to open his eyes and see if it's glowing, and that's how you know when it's all out.
Oh right, see if your eyes are glowing.
Yeah.
So
there's little spatters of
of
glow stick fluid. But it was so traumatizing. I legitimately thought that I was going to lose my eyes.
Yeah.
Well, God, I imagine that if you hadn't have washed it out, it probably would have.
I absolutely lost my fucking shit. So now I'm terrified of the damn things breaking. And yeah, as you say, people bite them off and like spin them around in the club.
I get fucking angry about that.
One night I was in a really busy crowd at the bar at Studio 41, and someone was doing that in the crowd, and I had to hold my hands up on my face, push through the crowd, and then when I got to him, I just used both hands and went up into his chin.
Double punch.
Yeah.
Dragon punch.
It was literally double punch to the face.
Sorry, my microphone's being a dick.
That's okay. Tighten it up.
Give me a second. There we go.
Tighten that bitch.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave the fucking glow sticks out of it, but I do like the bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence, yeah. So you just have like sparkly skin, and it would be pretty magical.
You could just become a vampire, and then when you step in the sun, you just get.
That's not real vampires, Ross.
What?
Yeah, and if any vampires that sparkle do listen, please go and stand out in the sun.
Test it
until
out.
you stop sparkling and you are ash.
Do they eventually turn to ash?
I don't know.
I think they just sparkle, which is the reason that they look like they're on fire. Apparently, is the sparkle.
I don't know enough about the lore of Twilight to even begin.
Fortunately for...
Well, chicks can't fap off to fucking dudes bursting into flames and turn to ash, can they?
Fortunately for everyone in the right-thinking world, though, I don't mean like right as in wing, I mean like,
the correct
thinking world. Fortunately, if sun isn't going to kill them, I do happen to also know that a stake to the heart, beheading, and fire also does the job.
I hear large wolves also do the job.
Oh, because the werewolf people in there.
Yeah.
See, this is my thing about that. They just turn into big wolves. They should be turning into man-wolf monsters.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a werewolf is to me.
It's just a bit crap. I've never seen one of the films, so I can't.
I've seen one or two. She constantly looks like she needs to take a shit.
I think she looks like that anyway.
Yeah.
She looks like that in other films.
Does she?
Yeah.
This is just her resting face.
Yeah. She's a resting shit face.
Resting shit face. Not resting bitch face, resting shit face.
She's putting it on, isn't she?
Constipator cool. Face.
Remember how Gillian Anderson used to always do this like sultry face?
Yeah.
Trying to look sexy. It's like that, I think.
Yeah, but I would have banged Gillian Anderson when I was younger in the X-Files.
That's because she was bossy though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like a strong woman. I like to be bossed around a bit.
So, no vampires. No crap vampires.
No crap vampires. No. Bioluminescence in the skin.
And then the real vampires wouldn't sparkle.
But that doesn't cover the
greeting cards
and kids' designs.
You could put you could start a new trend with of bioluminescent greeting cards.
That's true. You could inject it into greetings cards.
Yeah,
that'd be quite.
But you'd have to have a layer of organic material in the greetings card.
Yeah,
that would give greeting cards an expiration date.
Like what you get in a glow stick. Where as they take it out of the thing, it kind of cracks. Does the thing where it cracks the glow stick and then it starts glowing.
Not a bad idea.
A couple of seconds
after.
It's
a good idea, but I'm vetoing
it. So the card itself is slightly opaque. The card that you use.
Yeah, the little bits of the card that you need to glow will, as you put it out, will activate.
That is quite a nice idea because you can get lots of colours in glow sticks.
That'd be really cool. Kids would love it, wouldn't they?
They would probably love it.
Kids would love it. Glow in the dark cards, radioactive cards.
Yeah,
you could just rub like fucking strontium, fucking 120 on a card at glow at night.
Yeah.
Well, at least then the least people's worries would be getting the glow stick fluid in their eye.
Yeah. But you remember like around sort of just segueing into a little tangent here. There's something I sort of read recently, like in the 50s, like during the age of the atom, you know, after like nuclear power and all that sort of thing. Radioactive material was used for everything. I watched this episode of QI the other night, and
oh yeah, we're all fucked.
What?
We're all fucked, are we?
No. Right. I watched this episode of QI the other night, and during the 50s, you could buy your kid a nuclear like chemistry set, and it came with uranium, polonium, and strontium, and these are actual full-on, you know, proper radioactive materials.
Did it come in a lead box or
no, none of that shit.
Okay,
full-on radioactive materials, just fucking everywhere, all over this box, and you could do all sorts of experiments, make it explode, produce vapors. Basically, instant fucking radioactivity poisoning.
Imagine if you lived next door to somebody who had that. They put it in the back of their cupboard, and your bed was up against the wall where they stored it.
Exactly.
You're wondering why the fuck you were so ill, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd be able to tell because the wall would be glowing green.
Yeah. But they pointed out
from everything I know about radioactivity from The Simpsons.
So yeah, you learned everything from Homer.
But they pointed out your dog's farted.
Yeah,
she has fucking farted.
Near you.
She has farted.
Is she unwell or something?
I think she might be. Yeah.
Oh, she really has farted.
Oh, that's not me.
What did you do with that odour spray?
That's downstairs. Would you like me to go get it?
A little bit.
I can open the door, but I don't want to let her out.
It's a bit of a ring stinger. Oh,
sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't think she's going to be welcome back here again.
No.
Anyway, the whole point of it is that the entire set ran the gamut between alpha to gamma radiation. Okay. Like it produced
everything
you could possibly think of. But yeah, like they used it for everything, like all sorts of stuff, like radium, fucking like back in like the 18th century after Marie Curie and that. Radium enemas and all this sort of thing.
Well, the thing is that
I know you get barium enemas now for like imaging and shit, but like, you know, like all sorts of weird shit, like they put it in tea.
Well, the thing is,
radioactive tea.
Yeah, radioactive tea.
I read
because they just thought this is amazing properties.
I read Richard Feynman's kind of like it wasn't an autobiography; it was kind of a collection of like conversations that he'd had with this guy who sort of documented them all.
Right,
and. Because he worked on the Manhattan Project. Richard Feynman, for anyone who doesn't know, is probably one of the most like, influential physicists of like the 20th century.
Yes.
So he worked on the Manhattan Project, and they had, because it was all sort of military, they had like a patent officer in I can't remember which base it was that he was at. It'll come to me in a minute.
So what was it called? San Jose? No,
I'll remember it in a minute. So they had a patent officer there, and the guy sort of went and introduced himself one day and was like, I'm the patent officer, because obviously the US military kind of want to, as things get created and get invented, they sort of
slap a patent on that as quick as possible.
Immediately patent it. And he kind of went around and said, if any of you guys have anything that you want to do, like we'll just run it through us. So Richard Feynman went for like a conversation with him one day, and essentially he's just said, well, the guy said, what's the scale of this stuff? And so Feynman said, well, you could power a car with it, you could create consumer electricity with it, you could power a rocket with it, like you could do all sorts of things, planes, submarines. Obviously, nuclear submarines are like a real thing now. Yeah. So then, a few years later, after the Manhattan Project, and we all know how that ended, basically, a company called up Richard Feynman and offered him a job. And he said, why on earth are you offering me this job? It was kind of a little bit out of his area of expertise. And they were like, well, we're developing, I believe it was a nuclear powered plane. And we're developing this, and we need an expert on it. And we just looked up the patent for it, and your name's on it. So just after this conversation, like he was just sort of going like, "Oh yeah, you could do this, you could do that." And the guy said,
and the guy's paying,
and the guy basically said, "Oh, give me I think it was like give me a dime or something like that." And he sort of like jokingly flipped him a dime and said, "Yeah, sure, patent it all." So yeah, like years later, it all came back, and his name was on all these patents for all these nuclear powered like bizarre things. Submarines had already been done, but yeah, they wanted it. But the thing is that there's a lot of controversy around nuclear energy, but it's exceptionally clean.
It's very clean,
exceptionally safe as well. Like as
long as you keep it contained.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the biggest problem with it is dealing with the waste afterwards. But even now they have ways of doing that. Like nuclear energy has come on leaps and bounds. Like we could transfer over from fossil fuels to nuclear energy tomorrow, and you would be living in a 100% cleaner.
Yeah.
Isn't it
world.
Sort of cheaper as well?
Exceptionally cheap.
Well, the amount of energy you get.
Well, the amount of energy you get from one piece of fuel is infinitesimally more than
when you think
a piece of like coal or
when you think about it, like when you work out, because it's all based on special relativity.
Yeah.
So what E equals mc squared dictates is that the energy equals the mass times c, which is the speed of light squared. So when you think that the amount of energy that's in a mass of something, so what that basically means is that energy and mass are directly linked. Right? The more mass you've got of something, the more energy there is within that. Yeah. So really, realistically, the best way to get that out is through nuclear fusion, which is what happens in the sun.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God! Have you seen the video of that fusion reactor they got going? It's like a time lapse.
No.
Oh my God! It looks like magic. They've actually colour images from inside the reactor.
Really?
Because obviously you get the gas, don't they? And they magnetically charge it. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful because you see this. What you see initially is just all these little bits of lightning going around it. It's like something from a film, man.
Is it like from The Flash?
It's almost like The Flash.
Yeah.
And then you just see this column of gas sort of go wham, 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 and then they stick the magnets on, and then it goes whoosh in like this beautiful curved around the reactor, and it's just like there. And then sort of this is really slowed down because obviously it takes 2 seconds for it to do that. Yeah. That's how long they've been able to keep it going for because it's really hard. But you see it going. It's about half a minute long, so it's really slowed down. And it's just
2 seconds is quite long for what they've been doing, isn't
it? It's really beautiful. Yeah. And then it just sort of goes, pew, and then you just see these little lights go bing, 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 bing.
I've never watched that. But
I watched that.
Oh, it's one of the most mesmerizing things I've ever watched.
But when you think like how much energy you kind of get roughly out of like a lump of coal.
Yeah.
You put it on a fire and you kind of know how long that's gonna kick out heat and light for.
Yeah.
Which is essentially just energy popping back out of it. Well, without going into all like the maths of it, like
Yes,
if it's directly linked to the mass, but it's multiplied by the speed of light squared.
Yeah.
Like that is a considerably large number. The speed of light squared. That is a big fucking number, and you're multiplying that by the mass. So realistically speaking, to get a quite substantial amount of energy out of a bit of mass, because it's multiplied by, because the potential energy that's in there is multiplied by the speed of light squared, you need tiny amounts of mass. If you could harness every single bit of the mass in there, which you can't do.
No, which you don't do with coal, do you, when you burn it? You're not using it all.
No.
You could get infinitesimal amounts of energy out of incredibly small amounts of matter. But that's why nuclear energy is very efficient. You don't need a lot of material to actually power quite a considerable, amount of houses or whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, hopefully they'll get there one day.
Thing is, there's a lot of scaremongering around it. There's been a couple of noted failures, stuff like that. But but they always, the thing is, you have to learn from that. I guess probably the safest nuclear power station is the one that's designed exactly like what's the one that was in not the Russian one, Chernobyl. Probably the safest nuclear power station is one that's designed exactly like that, except for they fixed the problem that happened.
Well, I think it was a TV show that quoted this the other day, but they said just because a plane crashes out of the air, you don't stop flying planes anymore. You learn from that mistake and you fix it, and then you carry on flying and you get better and you become safer. It's the same thing with nuclear power, isn't it? Yeah. Surely.
But I'm interested to see the video of this, but maybe we could consider a nuclear reaction on a greetings card.
Yeah. So that beautiful thing that you saw, happens inside.
Happens in
seconds. Bit of magic. You need a bit of magic and infinite energy.
Wait a second. Hard light cards.
This driving the price up again.
Hard light cards. Fucking cards.
Cards are expensive anyway.
Yeah. Well, the thing about hard light is it's quite cheap.
But then you wouldn't be able to make it. If I wanted to.
No, you pick up the little strip of metal where the hard light gets projected from, and you'd be able to select the card. So you just buy.
You can make it in
the strips of metal.
What was that thing called on Microsoft before they got rid of it?
MS Paint.
Publisher.
Oh, Microsoft Publisher.
Yeah.
Is that not a thing anymore?
Publisher doesn't.
I'm sure I've got Microsoft Publisher.
Yeah.
You might have an older version of Office.
I'm sure I've got Office 2016.
But they're doing away with Paint. Have you heard this? The next update. They're doing away with Paint.
Well,
next they'll be getting rid of Clippy.
It's just no original parts left anymore. It's like a Vauxhall Corsa, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have got rid of Clippy already.
Yes, they have. Yeah. Actually, Office, the most recent Office.
Did anyone see the Rock's new advert for Siri?
No.
Today. Very good, actually. Very funny.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked Siri, I see a little silhouette of a man?
Does it sing the rest back to you?
I see a little silhouette of a man. Oh, give me a second.
Uh-oh.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, will you do the Fandago? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo Figaro Magnifico. I'm just a poor assistant. Nobody loves me. It's just a poor assistant from a poor.
How long does this go on?
Spirit its life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy
That's
go.
the whole thing.
You let me go, Bismillah. No, we will not let you go. Let
him
it
go.
Bismillah. We will not let you go. Let it go, Bismillah. We will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go, never, never let you go. Never let me go. Oh, no, no, no,
Oh.
no, 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 no.
Oh, fucking thing. Made my day when I saw someone post that on Facebook earlier saying, oh, ask Siri.
Really? It's funny though, because it could do really interesting things like that, but it can't remind me how to do something when I get in the fucking car or when I get home or
that's the thing.
Or even
if
at
they
the
spend the amount of time they
to.
spent on that.
If they spent the amount of time putting pointless shit like that in as actually developing the AI, it might actually work properly.
Yeah.
But they've even put conspiracy stuff on there, haven't they?
What?
You can ask it about you can say 9/11 to it and it gives you a conspiracy theory.
What's the point in that?
Give it a go.
No, I don't want
Was it Apple that do the is it Apple or Google that do the thing where they do like 80% of their work, and then 20% of the time they can use for their own projects and silliness.
I know.
A lot of tech companies are like
that. Have you tried that again, the conspiracy theory?
Should we try it?
Yeah.
What do I ask it?
Just say 9/11.
Hey Siri, 9/11.
That's right. I better just check that my one didn't go off in my pocket as well.
Well, it phones the American emergency services.
Yeah, but if you type in any emergency service number over here, it will call the emergency services.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
They all go to they get redirected.
Yeah.
That's good.
Call 911 now.
And also if you dial 112, because that's like the
national,
international one, isn't it?
Is that the Thunderbirds? International
FAB,
Rescue.
Virgil.
Yeah, that's who answered the phone when I accidentally called it.
Yeah.
International Rescue. Brain speaking. How can I direct your call? Where is Tracy Island? In the Pacific somewhere?
Who knows?
Anyway.
So are we going for what are we going to go for?
I like bioluminescence.
Well, we're gonna.
It's not a direct replacement, is it? It's something different.
We're going to replace
Yeah.
glitter with in face painting and body art bioluminescence.
Yeah.
And then we're going to replace it in greetings cards and the like with
nuclear material.
Yeah. I think that's good.
I like it. And if you put enough nuclear stuff in there, people will see it sparkle anyway in their eyes as their eyes are melting.
Exactly.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to hear it if they put a Geiger counter near it.
Yeah.
So it'll be visual and audible.
This is audible.
Yeah, I'm all right with nuclear power. If we're not doing lasers, we've got to do nuclear, right?
Sweet. That is that solved. That is our final solution.
Oh dear.
We need a name for this. Fusion or fashion.
That's good. I was going to go with nuclear squid people. Atomic squid people.
Jesus.
Is that an atom stuck on your face?
How do they always get there? That's what I want to know.
What, the atoms?
Why is there always a piece of glitter somewhere?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just under your eye.
It's like losing the sock in the washing
forehead.
machine. It's just one of those weird, unexplained things.
It's the same with fucking dog hair. I can go miles and miles away. I open my bag up and there'll be a dog hair in there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we've all pitched. We probably fight it out now.
Yes.
So what were the choices? Atomic squid boy?
Atomic squid people.
Fusion or fashion.
Is that an atom on your face? Who's hosting this week?
Me.
Dan.
You get to pick.
Oh, but it's going to look bad if I go for my own one. And then I have to choose between you two. And I hate it when mummy and daddy fight.
I don't know. I like my one.
Shame we're not on the live stream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shame we're not on the live stream. Should I flip a coin? So no one got a coin. Oh, no, actually, do you know what? Tell you what it is good for. Heads is atomic squid people, and tails is that an atom on your face. Flip a coin. Tails.
Which one's that?
It is that an atom on your face?
Okay. Yay.
There we go.
There we go.
So that has been See If It Sticks for this week. We want you to get involved. If you've got a first world problem, like Emily had a first world problem, send it to us and we will stick it to it.
Ooh.
You simply have to head to stickitpod.com, which has got all of the links to our social media channels. So you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. What else do we do? Instagram and YouTube, I believe. And you can subscribe to our podcast on there if you haven't already done so. And send us an email. And that is most important. We want to hear from you, even if it's just to correct us on something or, don't correct my physics, but correct anything else in this podcast. That is fine. We will be back on Monday with the news at Sticks. And then Thursday again for our longer episode where we actually solve first world problems. For this week, I have been Dan.
I've been Dom.
And I've been Ross.
And feel the power of the atom!